race and then had them enslave their own people. That is messed up. Yes, now you feel it.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner. However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contests began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps.
Raid?
A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work.
Thank you, Beastslayer, for a raid
But
of
from the
one.
look of
How was
things,
your
it
stream
would
that
appear
you
such
started
worries
and
were
ended in
unfounded.
2 seconds?
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden
For those who
Zone
don't
was.
know, my name is Sonic Shield. I play multiplayer games and
What about the
RPGs, and
flower
every
that
second Twitch
sprouted
payout
from
goes to
Rena?
charity.
Flower?
Welcome to RPG Saturday.
Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevric 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage.
Let's
Is that true?
go! Let's go!
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that
Some
these
action
guys have
streamer-
been living
No,
alone
you
up
did
here for
not.
a long time.
You've been in my
Who knows
chat
what shape their
harassing me
minds
for
are
an
in.
hour.
Feels like our whole world
I
has
doubt
been
you
turned
sat down
upside
while
down.
streaming
Is there anything we
and
know
harassed
that's
me for an
still
hour.
true
I was
at
just
this
bullying you to
point?
kill time so I can get more people to
Seriously,
join.
I'm still
You
trying
got
to
one.
process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and
I
Maiden
call bull.
stuff.
I call
Let's take
bull.
a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but...
No, I know
think
you
it's fair
streamed
to
this
say
morning.
that
I
we've
saw
found
you.
the
I was about to
answers
come
we've been
drop
looking
by.
for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never
you weren't on my
expected it
list
to
when I
all
went
boil
live.
down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of
You
the
can check.
Helganquil.
I'll check later.
Then the Helganquil created the Renans.
If you
who went on to
streamed
invade and rule
torturing
over
me
the
for an
Danans.
hour.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over before we decide on our next move?
That's a
check.
good idea.
I'll check
Kisara.
later.
If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dana
Oh
on
my
the line,
God,
but
Keith.
Rena too. If we're
I'm
going to do
touched.
this,
I'm
we
honored.
need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
It's a date.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot. Everything
Oh,
we
you
thought
want me
we knew.
to do more? So
It was
sweet.
all just
No,
a
no, no, no,
fabrication that the
no.
Red Women, no, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if Hevrek 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope
What's
not.
that you say? Yes, I got.
I think it just
Beast,
means
I
we've
swear
lost
to
our
God.
foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together.
For someone who's
if
so
we
scared
can't
to
find
meet me
one,
in hell,
then
you're
we'll make a
you're
new
in
one.
such a
End of
mood to get. You're in like a. You're in a
Make
mood to
one, huh?
fast track your process there.
I see. Right then. Count me in.
Appears to be maintained. Looking for just. Oh, okay. Do.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
I had to work. I'll keep.
How are you
I'll leave it
holding
tapped
up,
up.
Ringwell?
Thank you, Cat.
That whole
Most
talk about
appreciated.
the Renans looked like it shook you up.
Have
a
fun
bit.
at work, man.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Danon mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know
What time
why
is Red
that
Dragon
is.
in? When everyone
was
gets
thinking,
here,
If
in the
Renans
evening?
end up
I'll
living
be after
together
my
with
stream, so
Danons
like
again,
6,
then
7.
mages won't be such an unusual thing to
think.
see on Dana anymore.
I don't know if
right?
Marcus is attending.
I know
He
it's
said he
not
was
as simple
busy,
as all that,
but we'll see.
Danons probably won't be so quick to
It's
let
about
their
drive,
guards
it's about
down.
power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, learn the hours, and take what's ours.
Oh, yeah, sounds
It
good. Yeah.
wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danon and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Renwell,
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Hevrek 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dan is still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Beast, you're gonna have to do a lot better than that if you want to jump scare me. I'm telling you, Friday Night Frights, I'm deaf to all those scare alerts now. Gonna have to do a lot better. Are you sure about that? I am 100% sure, because others have tried.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure. You found me collapse and helped me back up. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks to you, I can continue to go about my research. Happy bottles. Okay.
Oh, it's you two.
Thanks, Cat.
Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to
know.
wrap our minds around it all. But he looked
I
like
am
he was
very
taking
sure,
it really
Chad.
hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest.
Someone will
I mean,
close the windows to the
Great
penthouse in
Spirit
hell?
is like
Sounds like a storm's
huge
coming in.
natural disaster, but with a
Pretty
mind
sure the
and
follow-up
will
sounds
of its
real.
own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Dahnans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So...
No, this wasn't real. The follow-up song was not real.
To be told that they're
nothing
like
happened.
us, that they're actually just like us is... well... I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Dahnan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Dahnans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Yeah, there's going to be a problem.
Even just among the Dahnans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's a very
It's
interesting
true.
way.
Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
Dun dun dun! Hi! Central. Okay. Hello.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only
I
one
can't
still
believe it's
trying
not
to make
butter
sense
either.
of all
Okay,
this.
anyways.
Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Like a girl worth fighting
Man,
for.
I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do, or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yes.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about, all I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Yeah, totally good enough.
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
Ba, 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 ba. There you are.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one.
True.
I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and
The
being
naughty
a
word.
maiden.
Oh, I didn't
That's
change
just
the
part of
naughty
being
word.
alive, don't you think?
Oh,
Well, to say the least. But enough
I forgot
about
to change
me.
that
I'm not concerned for myself.
because someone found it out.
What concerns me is all of the
last
other Renans
stream.
out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans.
Yeah, but you're one
Our
people.
own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Yep.
Indeed, I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh? What is it?
Kill me.
I wish for you to serve as a mediator, so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you.
That's
However,
a lot.
the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why.
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
Cause we are family.
You're too kind.
Everybody
can see you were raised well.
very.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Aw.
Thank you. my
What's
friend.
that? What's the Friends theme song? I forgot what it was. It's like.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them.
Well, hello, Dunn. I haven't seen
Right
you
now,
forever.
it's
How have you
kind
been?
of a mystery.
How was your holidays?
mean?
How was your
Because
Christmas?
for a
How
really,
was your
really
New
long
Year's?
time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, But how?
How's
I
your
thought
new
I'd
year
die alone.
treating you?
That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late.
All good? That's
How
good.
it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Dahnan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Ah, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
Did you get anything
When we were
exciting for
talking to
Christmas?
Kisara
Did you do
earlier,
any fun New Year's
about all that
activities?
stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Fight for the good.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
I want to live. It's like Nico Robin from One Piece. Like, I want to live.
Well,
Tell me you
is
want to
everybody
live.
ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
That's my law.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy.
Ah, enemy.
But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
I'm off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I'm going to try to hang out with
there's
you.
a chance?
Ooh, nice. I assume you've just been really busy with work then, because I haven't seen you for a while, man.
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Dark astral energy is...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything
That
for
would
certain.
make sense.
At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are
My
a
PC
part
is
of the
dying, that's why
Great
I haven't been
Spirit.
streaming. Oh, okay, that makes
while
more
the
sense.
main body resides in Rena.
Rest in peace, your PC, though.
Shion,
I'm still baffled how fucked up this game is.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
That's my girl, Shion.
The question is, how do we confront it?
Good questions.
Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorn's connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time.
He must have a
It
strat.
wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Let's actually rest first, though. Please? Because we assumed that we
Our
didn't.
minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
Can we rest first? Also, actually, that's a good point. We didn't see the stars and whatnot. Okay, let's do this
So
first.
if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renis Alma stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
Well, I hope
I
your
just hope everyone
PC
on
gets
Lenegis is
fixed
safe.
soon, man.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships the people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Q shaking motions.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegis. The people there will be fine, I'm sure of it.
Right.
Alright, I need to rest first because we're out of CP. We went the wrong way because we're good at this game and we can read maps really well. Rest. Can do XP boost. Sure.
This is a true masterpiece, no less than culinary art.
Culinary art. That is he is fancy. I wonder. I just want to check up the upper level before we go talk. Cause I kind of want to. Can we see Rena from here? Just for curiosity's sakes. Oh, we can. Oh. Shine. Wow. That is a very big flower. Alright, let's go. Is it central? Let's get down to business, to defeat whatever.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated.
Like an
Therefore, if
master
you
core.
destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renus Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy.
Back to hunting
Using
for
their
Ren's Alma.
powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renus Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined